Greetings barbers, this is Max from Stag, and today I'm going to be showing you how to style long and wavy hair. So obviously what we're going to be doing today with Mitch's hair is we're going to be taking the length up. We're going to be looking to take over about 1 inch off everywhere, get it styled. We're wetting the hair down so obviously we can work quite cleanly and efficiently. So obviously when cutting longer hair, it's easier and better to do it when the hair's wet. Get it cleaner for when you're sectioning, easier to see and follow your guideline. Kind of get to see it in a bit more of its natural fall. And the way it naturally wants to move a little bit more. So we're just starting by wetting this down. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to section the hair off. Previously what I've done is obviously section from the recession down to the crown. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to centre pass it, work down to the nape of the neck, and then what we're going to do is we're going to work smaller sort of horizontal sections across the hair, following this kind of shape through. We're going to take the length up first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to move on to layering techniques and a bit more personalising and finishing. We're going to start by sectioning vertically in a profile section, straight down the middle of the head, from here to the nape. So with the client's head forward, we're going to cut through the comb. And what we're going to do is put the start of our baseline or our guideline in. You can cut through the comb, as I'm doing, or if you feel more comfortable, you can work through your fingers. Cool. So that's the start of our guide. So we put in the main length. What we're going to do now is we're going to work sections up through the hair, bringing each section down onto the previous, and then cutting using the guideline that we've already put in. So we've already popped in our guideline. What we're going to do now, find it, as you can see. And we're just going to take the length up. Making sure the tension in the comb is even throughout. Double check by just allowing the hair to move. Obviously when it's wet, it's going to come across a little bit longer. So just flick it around a little bit. Just check for any natural fall. Like so. Obviously double check, make sure you've got balance. And so you can see that's falling quite nicely. Mitch's hair here is quite thick, a bit wavy, so I'm taking smaller sections just to make sure I don't build up any unwanted graduation and to make sure I can obviously see my guideline that I'm putting in. Like so. You want to be combing the hair into natural fall. Take the comb, same tension throughout. Obviously we've gone through and we club cut that area. What you can do as well, you can point cut that too. Just making sure you follow the guide, not taking too much off after. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to slowly work along over to the sides. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave it slightly longer at the front, just to give myself a bit more room to manoeuvre. Obviously when we come through to layering the technique or otherwise, it just gives us a little bit more hair to play with. In terms of use of comb, whatever you feel more comfortable using. I'm using the Barber comb too, just for this thicker hair to give me a little bit more control. Go through. Generally I find the more textured I create this guideline by taking this length up, the more masculine it kind of feels. You can go through and cut everything quite clinical, quite clean, but I just think it generally looks a little bit better being a bit softer. Making sure to cross check, make sure we've got balance. Take a little bit more off this area. Just take that corner off. You can use any scissor, whatever's your preference really. I'm using a 6-inch DS Plus. Prefer an offset scissor personally. I don't like anything too big. Make sure you work cleanly, get the hair that you don't want out. So you'll find that I'm taking less hair off the front compared to the back, because it will come across slightly longer at the front. So as we work towards the crown, I'm just going to work keeping smaller sections, working now more towards the front. So obviously you can see our guide through here. This is a length that we've taken up, and that's what we need to cut. So again, similar tension. There's the guide. Keeping it a little bit longer around the front, just to give me a little bit more room to play with when it comes to our layering or personalising. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by layering this, just removing the weight through this vicinity, and just creating a little bit more texture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this square. I basically pull all the hair up to this point. So everything that reaches up should be almost like a box through this area. I'm just going to bring this section up. Everything that doesn't reach, don't worry about. It's just not meant to be involved in the layer. Everything up. Straight from the head. What I'm going to start to do is almost work, almost like orange segments around till I was starting vertically, and we're going to be a little bit more horizontally around the front, so then I can bring everything up and layer through. Make sure we have balance. You can check out cross-checking in one of our other videos. But what you want to do while you're cross-checking is just working the opposite way to the way you've been cutting the hair. So we've been working this way vertically, we're just going to cross-check that way, make sure everything's sitting as we want. As you can see, we're just starting to get a little bit of natural movement through there. You'll notice the hair's just sitting in a little bit more to the neck. We're going to cross-check by working the opposite way to the way we were cutting. And as you can see, it starts a bit shorter, goes to a little bit more length. What we'll do is, in the personalising section, we'll just show you how to sort of thin that area out and to create a little bit more natural movement and texture. So now we've got the bulk of our shaping. We've taken the length up, we've layered it through, creating a little bit more natural movement and texture. What we're going to do is we're going to style it, dry it off, and then do a bit of personalising. I generally find on men's hair, it's better, like less is more in terms of like styling, drying it off. I think if you use hairdryer too much, it can look a little bit too clinical, a little bit clean. So natural drying, or even using the hairdryer just to dry the roots off, I think is the best way to do it. So now we've dried the hair off. We've got the main shape of the haircut in, so it's moving quite nicely. Got rid of a lot of the bulk, taking the length up. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through, personalise and finish the haircut using a few numerous techniques. We're going to obviously slice cut, which will create a little bit more softness for the perimeter of the haircut, get rid of the last little bit of that thickness, and then we'll just go through and point cut the layering. So what we're going to do is just working the scissor vertically down the hair shaft. We're just slice cutting the very end of it, just to get rid of the last little bits of bulk. I think with men's hair, you don't want to do anything that's too perfect. So we just want to go through, just finalise the haircut, really personalise it, seeing the way it wants to move, just releasing it, creating a bit more texture. We'll generally do this at the end of a haircut, just so you can see. It's all very visual. We're just going to go through and just point cut through the layering that we've done. Again, just adding those little personal touches. Creating softness, getting rid of any unnecessary bulk. You can use any scissor for this. You can check out some of our other videos for point cutting. We're just going through, just softening any lines, always working with natural fall of the hair. The length that we've cut to create a bit more softness, I'm just going to point cut very edges, just so we get a little bit more movement. Just taking out that little bit of thickness. So just to recap, taking the length up, working slightly shorter for the back, even a little bit more length for the front to play around with. We've gone through, layered everything very square. Then again, just over directing everything back a little bit through the front, just again to give us a little bit more room to play around with. We texturise to give us a little bit of softness, and slice cut just to release a little bit of the length.
Thank you very much for watching our video. Please don't forget to like or subscribe down there, or if you want to see another video straight away, check out some of these.